and be coachable and trust the process of understanding that this is a tool that's designed to create duplication. And we just have to learn how to master this tool. And so I'm so grateful that she gives us her time to make sure that we understand exactly how to do just that. Please help my good friend from RapidFunnel, Jen. Jen, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Antoine. It's really fun to be here, and it's been great to be sharing with you all how this application works because, as Antoine shared, I have been in the space of network marketing for 33 years. And, one of the challenges as a leader in that space is I might be willing to do something, but I need to make sure that a brand new person can do what I can do. That's just absolutely imperative for a lot of reasons. You don't want people to get discouraged when they're learning. You want people to have success right away when they're first getting started so that they get that check that builds belief. And I know that I struggled with finding the right tools that I could use. And then the real challenge was, okay, I was willing to jump through all those hoops and spend all that money. But that didn't necessarily mean that my brand new person, who might have been kind of like, well, I don't even know if I could do this, I don't know that they were really ready to jump in. So when I first saw this app, I got very, very excited because I saw a couple of things. I saw that it was a tool I could use that would consolidate everything. And I'll spend a minute on that in this presentation. But then I also saw that someone new could come on board and be up and running in very short time, maybe a half hour, and they'd be up and running and they could already have gotten some contacts made and some information out because they didn't have to create anything. And then the third thing I saw was because of those first two, I saw a recruiting tool for myself for growing a team because I could now show leaders, potential leaders, people who wanted to be, doing this, but were busy. And, the busy person is always the good person to bring on board because they've got network, they've got influence, they've got work ethic, they've got all the stuff that you want. But most of them start to hear one more thing and they think I can't do it. And what I saw here with this tool was I had something I could show them that if they'd give me 10 or 15 minutes to show them how it worked, and I walked them through it and they realized, oh my gosh, this is so quick and easy, I can do it. So it was an exciting moment for me, and that's why I'm here, because I really love sharing what this can do for people in terms of growing their business. So I'm going to share my screen. And I am going to go start with some slides that your leadership was great and put together for us, which is awesome. I sent them some notes and they came back with some beautiful slides. Thank you, Dawn, very much for that. So we're going to talk about one key point today, because I think this is one of the most powerful aspects of your app. And the cool thing is you don't have to create it. It is already all done, which is awesome. So let me get my cursor where I can move things. The biggest challenge that most people face, and it's just some of this is mindset, but some of this is real, and that's just having enough qualified leads for your business. There are a lot of people that they're ready to do this work, they're ready to do the activity, but they just kind of run out of people who are ready to move forward with them right now. Another challenge that people face in terms of qualified leads is they may have a lot of people in their network, but they're talking to people that aren't ready to move now. Your warm market, just because you see this, just because you're ready to go, you go and hear some information about your company and your product and you realize, hey, I got to do this, right? The timing's right for you, but you might go and talk to someone in your family or one of your close friends. They're a really good candidate for what we do, but the timing's just not right for them. They've got, either a parent that they're taking care of, or they're changing jobs, or their situation is just busy and they cannot emotionally add one more thing. So that's another big challenge where it's just not the right time for the people that you're talking to. And then the other challenge that I think, isn't really addressed very often in our industry for sure, and particularly I think we see it in new people, is that they start and talk to their warm market And there are more markets like, you don't know what you're talking about. When did you become an expert in this, right? So they run into that wall of resistance from people who've known them since they were 6 and realize, you're just not an expert about this. So why should I be listening to you? And that's a hard thing for a new person to take. So you've got to have a resource to overcome that. You've got to have a way that you can help the new person have the confidence to know they can be sharing this without worrying about getting that. They're going to get enough no's anyway, but you really want to at least cut the chase and make sure that you support them with overcoming that particular one. So built into your app is something that we call at RapidFunnel, we call it a free secrets page. Your app calls it the secrets page. And the concept behind it, I want to take a minute to share because you've seen this concept in other areas in your life. I know you have. If you've ever seen something on Facebook or LinkedIn or in email or wherever where someone has said, hey, here's your free guide to figuring out how to have the most prolific garden in the smallest amount of space. And you're like, well, yeah, I only have 1/4 of an acre. I want to have a big garden. How do I do that? You type away, they send you a free ebook or something. Or another one, certainly around the first of the year is all going to be about, get fit and lose weight. Here's your free starter pack or whatever. So the concept of that is to give away something. Some people call it a lost leader. Some people call it, just a free ebook. Everyone calls it something different. But there is a writer by the name of Alec Hormozy who has tweaked that concept in a way that's really powerful. And what's cool about your app is that the app has figured out a way to mesh that with what you're doing with the app and use that tweak. It's more than just a free ebook. Here's the concept. Alex Hormozy talks about giving away the secret, but selling the implementation. So by that, we mean that there are things that about buying precious metals, about gold and about silver and about digital vaults and all of that, that if your prospects knew that information, they'd want to be doing what you're doing. If they knew what you knew, they'd want to be here, right? But how do you get them to a place where they say, I want to know that. I want that information. The way that you do it is what we call a custom secrets page. And you don't need to be an expert. This is the thing that's a huge point of distinction here. You don't need to be an expert in this area because your team has already built this page for you and the information's there. And in just a minute, I'll walk you through it so you can see what it looks like. But basically what the page does is it gives away 4 secrets to precious metals and to your process so that people get a sense of, hey, this is a solution to a problem that I have. This is giving me good information. And the cool thing is that because it's in your app, all the data that they enter comes back to you and goes into that contact and goes into that note. And then the next part that's amazing to me is that then that prospect gets put into an email campaign so that they are going to continually get touched with more and more education. Now, remember, you didn't have to build any of this. It's already in your app. And also remember, anyone new that joins your team, they don't have to build any of this. It's already there. It's already in the app. And I'm telling you, as a recruiting tool, that's massive. Everything being built is absolutely huge. So then on the second page of this process, and I'll show you how this works in just a second, but a new person, you reach out, you put it on social media. I'll show you a little bit about how to use it. But you put it out there, you find people that are looking for those secrets. They want the answers to those questions, and that pre-qualifies them. They fill out a little form to get the free secrets, and that information goes right into your contacts in your app. And then they get sent a second page, which has a sizzle video on there that talks to them more about what specifically you do with at-cost metals so that they learn a little more about the implementation. So you're giving away the secret, but you're going to sell the implementation through your products and your opportunity. And this is huge in the sense that you and your new people don't have to be experts. You are letting the tool do that sizzle, do that education, do that process. Now, obviously, the relationship is what this is all about. But here's the thing. When you're brand new and your Uncle Harry is saying, you don't know what you're talking about, and you can walk someone through this information and say, I might not know what I'm talking about, but my team does. And they've built this for me so that I can educate people and I am learning at the same time, but I can be providing people with powerful education in the process right on my phone. And it takes 2 seconds. It's huge, absolutely huge. So it's duplicatable. And they can realize, particularly your Uncle Harry, who thinks you're an idiot anyway, you know, I mean, he can look at what you're doing and he can be like, okay, he might not be very smart, but this app's really smart. Somehow he or she's landed on their feet and they're with the right people. And so it just breaks up that dynamic of you feeling like you have to be an expert. And that makes it so much more duplicatable. And then you have a system that's right in the app. That's just a 1, 2, 3 system, which is super easy. And that makes it very, very duplicatable, which is what your business is all about. So if you look at what this secrets page does for you, it's connected with your pro version of your premium version of your Advancement Navigator app, which is I think $24 a month. I can't, Don and Antoine will correct me on the exact amount, but it's a minuscule amount of overhead to have access to this type of system. Because when I look back at what I was doing before I found this app, it's just crazy. I paid someone to build a website. I don't even want to tell you how many thousands of dollars I paid them. I had them incorporate a ClickFunnels system that I had subscribed to, which again, cost me money to subscribe to. And then I had to dovetail it in with the website that I paid my web builder to build. I then, outside of that, had a contact relationship manager, a CRM, that I also subscribed to, that I paid for, that I then had to have another virtual assistant for that was helping me tie that into everything else. And then I had 2 email delivery platforms plus a texting delivery platform. And those all had to be integrated into my website, and they didn't always talk to each other very well. Plus, I was spending many, many hundreds of dollars every month, not to mention how much time I was taking to put this all together. And it was a daunting, daunting proposition. I am not a tech person. So first of all, I couldn't shop around because there was no way that I could have figured it out to do it any faster. I was definitely not a do-it-yourself type when it came to tech. So it really became this place where I was held a little hostage by all these other platforms and by the people that were doing my tech work, because I couldn't do it. There was no way I could do it. But more importantly, it was so time consuming for me to figure out and to try and build everything and put everything together and be the go-between between my team and the tech people, that it just took hours and hours of my time. And it took my eye off the prize with my own business, which is really an opportunity cost that you don't want anyone on your team making or paying. And the other part about it, I hope the lawnmower here isn't too loud, but the other part about it was that I realized that I didn't want my new people spending the time trying to sort this out and trying to build this. I didn't want, first of all, a lot of them weren't even going to. If I had told them, hey, you got to now sit down and figure out all this tech, they'd have said, not a chance. You know, they just wouldn't have done it. And the other part of it is I didn't want them to spend their time doing that. You know, you don't want yourself or your new people spending time on this kind of stuff. You just don't want to do it. We want to have the main thing stay the main thing and stay the main thing. And the main thing is, how many times is the story being told? That's all that really gets measured. And so when you can deliver something like this to your entire organization, and I'll repeat this again, when you can show someone that they can deliver this to an organization if they build one, that becomes a very powerful recruiting tool, which is huge in my world, absolutely huge. So I'm going to go over to the app in just a second, but I just want to leave you with this challenge. I really encourage you, jump in, get the secrets page, upgrade to the premium so you have access to the secrets page, and then just start posting the secrets page. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. Between your leadership and the creative department at RapidFunnel, you have a beautiful page with a gorgeous flow, and I'll show you how that works right now. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to start sharing my screen again so you can see it. And let me just share this. Okay, so this is your app right here. And let me just show you what this page looks like. If you wanted to share this to social media, for example, you would not necessarily, I'm going to step back for 1 second and just show you again and remind those of you who are new how you go in and how you do a new contact and how you share a resource, because I feel like that has to be said every time. So in order to do a resource, you come down here to contacts. And if you were going to send a contact some information, you'd click on that contact, and then you'd click on send resources, and then you would decide what resource you're going to send to that contact. So if I wanted to send it to me personally, I would then click right here on @metals, which is where all the resources are. And then you'll see right here, the second item down is the secrets page. So if you click on that secrets page, a couple things happen. First of all, I've already done a demo with this before, so that you can see that I've sent it to myself and I've clicked on it right there. But if I wanted to send it to myself again, I have a choice. I can text it to myself. So again, these circles are text, email, and social media. All right. So if I want to text it to myself, my text is going to open up and there's my name, and you've already got your pre-written message. So your brand new person does not have to have any kind of a message. They don't have to know how to write anything. They don't have to know how to do anything. They can just click on that and send it. And if I send that to myself, poof, out it goes. And then if I go to my mail and I open it up, there it is. So if I click on that, this is what it looks like. The page opens up and you have this beautiful, beautiful site that shows up. And again, it's the 4 secrets you must know. Why should I buy precious metals? How can gold and silver outpace inflation? Why choose tangible precious metals over ETFs? How to sell bullion beyond meltdown value. So if you send this to someone who you know is looking at what can they do to deal with what's going on, or you just know they've got an interest in precious metals, if you send it to them through their contact in RapidFunnel, RapidFunnel is going to link it and track it through the app like that. But let me show you how else you can send it, because it's really pretty cool. You can come straight into the app, and hang on 1 second. Let me just go back here, and you can go to your home page. And then if you just click here on resources, and then you click here on add cost metals, it's going to be in the same place. You click here on secrets page. Hang on, my pen is sticking. And then you just click on this button right here. The only difference here is that it's just not linked to a contact, because I wasn't in a contact before I went to the resource. So if I just click on this, it's going to pull up, because I'm on an iPhone, it pulls it up this way. If I were on an Android, you get all of your social media this way. So if I were to pull this up and click on Messenger, I get the message right here at the top. And then I can do a couple of things with this. I can send it to someone, or if I don't want to do it that way, I can also click on this. Hang on, I'm just clicking on the wrong thing. And I can click on either the link, or I can come here and just copy and paste this and post that to any place on my social media. So if I were to go to here, and I'll just go to a social page that I don't use all that much. If I were to post it right here, I would just paste, and there goes my link. So you can see this is the digital business card that's going to show up, but it's a link to the actual page with that survey. So if I were to post this, now you can see the picture is the picture from the digital business card. So when you post it, it's going to be your picture from your digital business card that's going to be connected with that post. So I'm just going to discard that post so you can see it. And Dawn will show you a little more about this when we get into the demo part later on in just a few minutes, actually. But you can also, again, just click here. And I just want to show you the flow of this so that you can see this. If I email this, I can just use my mail app. Just get rid of this. I'll just send it to myself just so you can see it. And so let's just say you have a group of people that you've got a list that you did a trade show, or you both, or you all, you know, that group went to an investment event that you were all together with, and you know that you've had this conversation or you have that in common. You could send this as an email to these people, and you just send it. And then if I go to my email, which is probably a bit of a mess, don't mind me, see if it comes in. There it is. There are the secrets right there. If I click on it, so let me just show you what happens when you click on it. So the question that it asks is, do you want this information? So to receive the exclusive guide, I have to put in my name. So I'm just going to enter my name. My phone's just going to fill it, and I click get secrets now. So it's going to show you it's processing. And then if I go back to my email, I'll have the guide in my email. But in the meantime, I get this. You heard that little ching? That's the email coming in. In the meantime, I get page 2, which has a fabulous video. So I don't know if I play the video, if there'll be too much feedback. Let's see. May do the feedback. Dawn, I'm going to let you play that video because I'm concerned that if I play it on my phone with my computer doing the Zoom, I'll get messy audio feedback. But then they can click on this button right here, take the pre-qualifying survey. And odds are, if they've watched the video, they're going to want to take the survey. So if they click on the survey button, here's really the cool part. They get asked a bunch of cool questions when the markets get shaky. What precious metal is your go-to? So you're finding out what they're interested in. What type of vault are you currently using? Finding a great deal is essential. These are really good questions. What's involved in fractional ownership in their mind? You know, what do they think? And again, they enter their name, and, or in this case, most of it's pre-entered because the app knows it's me because it sent it to me. And I can click submit. And when I click submit, all of those answers are going to go into the notes for that particular contact. So if you sent this to Bob Smith and he fills it all out and he's in, well, he will become in your app because you've sent him the information and the app knows that he's a new contact. And then their answers will get put into the notes. And you're going to get a notification by email saying, hey, Bob Smith just took your survey and his answers are in the notes. So you can see that he's ready and he's up and he's put his answers in and you know what's going on. So it is really super powerful. If I click submit, oh, it's going to tell me I don't have enough fields. So we're going to pass on that. And I'll let Dawn walk you through those other steps again, just so you can see them. But the point of all of this is a super powerful tool. This is a tool that allows you, and I'm just going to stop sharing my screen right now. This is a tool that allows you to do a whole lot of different things. The first one is you can put it out on social media as a generic standalone link that, hey, ask that question. LinkedIn is a great place. Facebook, Instagram, X, everywhere you go, you can just post that survey. Who's not going to want to have those free secrets? Who's not going to want to know the answers to those questions? More to the point, when people take the action steps and tell you, I want that information, you know they are interested. They are pre-qualifying themselves by taking those action steps. And so you are developing a pre-qualified list of people. And then if they take the second and the third steps, a couple of things happen. First of all, you get more information because they answered those survey questions. But then the third step, which Don can walk you through, is that they get put into an email campaign so that they get touched with education, with pieces of information that your leadership's put together for you, so that they get brought along that journey of everything that you're doing. You can meet them where they're at and give them one little bite-sized piece at a time and bring them through the process so that they ultimately know what you know. And as soon as they know what you know, they're going to want to do what you're doing. So, that's the cool part. And you're doing it without you necessarily having to be an expert. Your new people don't have to be an expert. It's already built. It's already there. It's up and running and it's ready to go. So I hope that is exciting to you as it was for me when I discovered this. I was like, finally, I have a tool. I have a system. Systems are what duplicate. And it's just so important. It's wonderful that you're enthusiastic about what you're doing, but you've got to somehow transfer that enthusiasm to other people. And the best way to transfer that enthusiasm is through education. And you've got this great resource in your app that will do that educational process. It'll be a bit of a clearinghouse for you. It'll find people that are leaning in, and then it will start that educational process for you. So it is super powerful. So Don and Antoine, is there anything else you would like me to cover before I sign off and wrap up?
I think you've done a fantastic job, Jen. Thank you so very much. You just bring so much value to the team to come out, to take out of your day and say, you know what, let me give you my experience of more than almost 30 years in this space.
33.
33 years. That's a
Yeah.
long time. You got some new people that come into this space and they're new and they have the tendency to want to do things their way. They think they're successful in traditional business, but that's not the same. This industry, as you know, Jen, is very, very different. And some people go, well, Antoine, I like the way you give a presentation, but I can't do it all the time. And although you may like the way I do it, there may be some other people that don't like the way I do it. So you're piquing the interest of people for what their needs are, not what your needs are, because everyone's going to join for a different reason. They won't join because of the reason you join. So we have these tools in place where we can go through and select who we want to send a presentation, to do that presentation for that prospect. So guys, this is really, really next level. I remember when I first started in this industry, we didn't have anything like this.
No.
Nothing. There was nothing. Jen,
No.
remember, it was nothing.
No, I
And so
started with a VHS. It was awful.
yeah, I remember that too. I had 10 in the car. I was taught 10 in the car, and you got to get 10. Don't leave, don't come back home until you got all 10 of those out. VHS tape. Wow, you brought back some memories, Jen. Oh my God. I remember that. Getting people to watch a VHS, and then they had me to put some popcorn around it with the stream. So you had them some popcorn and the VHS to encourage them to watch. You got technology, AI, Web 3.0, and what a fantastic job that God has done to put this together in collaborations with RapidFunnel for us. And as I stated before, guys, I don't earn anything. I leverage this. This is a part of business. And depending on what level you want to take your business, you have to invest in you. You have to invest in your business. We've got an event coming up in Dallas, October the 4th and 5th. That's an event where you got to make a decision to invest in you to come to that event and get some of that training that's going to be provided for you. That's an investment, but that's what's going to take you from here to here in your business. You have to go seeking the information. And now you just need to become a student of the systems and the tools. And you have to teach people how to use the systems and the tool. It doesn't mean we don't follow up. It doesn't mean we don't pick up the phone and call people. No, we do. But when you follow the system, you know who to call. You know why you're calling them because you can see what they've looked at, how long they've looked at it, and how many they've looked at. That's the person I want to talk to. And so it made it easier for people who are new in this space. You just have to learn how to use it. You know, we live in a world where people are lazy. I'm just going to be honest. People are lazy, in particular, Americans. And I can say that because I've lived abroad. I've lived in the UK and I've lived in Asia. And one thing I say about a lot of Americans, lazy, which is why I see people come from other countries into the US and they go from zero to hero because they have a work ethic about them and they're willing to do whatever it takes. And here we've simplified things by creating systems and tools. So I'm going to have my good friend, Dawn, to come on. She's going to share a few things. And again,
you know what I wanted to mention really quickly, one of the challenges of this training, it says, is not being seen as an expert. Well, there's no excuse, Antoine. Tell them how this is your first time doing precious metals. It's all about stepping into your confidence. I mean, how amazing is that?
That's
And
exactly right.
I'm just going to
Never
jump
done
in
precious
here
metals.
and share one thing. You guys have an event coming up. There is nothing that replaces the event in terms of giving you the confidence to go forward. And I will share this, that I'm sure it's true across the board in the whole industry, that not everybody who's at the event is earning 6 figures a year, but guaranteed everyone in your company that's a 6-figure earner is not missing that event. You are there, you are putting yourself at the feet of people who know how to make this happen and get it done. And I've learned more at an event, standing in line, waiting to use the restroom, as I've been standing next to someone. We chatted and they shared a nugget. And I thought, holy cow, I could do that. And it was a game changer for what I was doing with my business. So if you've got an event coming up, I mean, go be there. It's just, they are a big rock in your business. They should be on your calendar before anything else. And you get there. That's what you do. We don't have to show up at an office, but if you're serious about wanting mentorship from your leadership, you need to be at the event. That's really, it's just key. It's absolutely key. And you've got the tools with your app. Your app is amazing, but then being able to mesh that with what your company is saying from the stage, this is where we're going. And when you combine your belief because of that event with this app and then activity, it's a game changer for your business. So I'm excited for you guys. I'm going to sign off because I've got another event coming up myself, but thank you so much for having me. And Dawn's going to walk you through the workshop, and I can't wait to hear about your event next week. Next week or 2 weeks, I guess it's coming up, right?
Next week.
Put in the
Yeah,
chat if you're planning on attending the event. Let me see who's
yes,
going to the
October 4th
event.
and 5th.
Let's see
Yes.
who's going to the event. Can I see? Let's see who's in there.
I
Anyone
know
else?
also that anything new from the event, guess what? We'll be able to put it in the app.
I
So that's the
know.
beauty of the
I was
tools.
on the plane coming home from my conference, putting stuff in my app because our company just had their conference a couple of weeks ago. So that's why you had me on a video for one of your trainings. But go
Right,
be there. And look, you got a couple of people that are going to be there. That's awesome. Bring someone. There's 2 parts of the event. Attend yourself, but attend with a guest. So
right.
with that, I'm
Sure.
going to, yay, look at this. You got lots of people here going. Awesome, guys. You're going to be so glad you were there. It's just going to change the trajectory of your business without any
That's right.
question.
No doubt.
Have fun,
No doubt.
guys. Have a great weekend. Thank you for having me. And I'm going to turn it over to Dawn. She's going to walk you through the workshop part, and we will be in touch, I'm sure, in another couple of weeks.
Thank you, Jen.
Take care.
Don, take it away.
All right. Well, I didn't know if you got cut short there, Antoine. Did you want to mention anything else about the
No,
event?
I mean, we pretty much covered it. I mean, again, the event is coming up, guys. We've got the systems and tools in place. There's really not much more that we can ask for. It's just now perfecting this tool and understanding how to leverage it and teaching your new people how to do the same thing. To be able to bring someone new on and to say, hey, we've got a system and tool in place that you can use and have a free version and a paid version. I know everybody may not start off on the paid version, they may start on the free version, but look, when you show value and they understand that it's, $25, I mean, get out of here. Come on. For everything this system has, I paid for the year and was done with it. I started on the free version for 2 weeks and I looked at it, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I remember when Don first brought this to me, I had shared with Don, I'm about to build my own system. That's what I told her. And then when I went through everything, I was like, oh, what I was going to build wouldn't even come close to this. And it was going to cost me more than this. So again, it's all about the numbers for me. This made sense. So Don, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Antoine. Always so happy that you are joining us and super excited. Just like you guys said, I'm going to be busy after the next launch. Next week's launch. I'll be adding a plethora of new resources that we're going to be able to use because there's so many exciting announcements that are going to be rolled out next week. So those that are going, you guys are so fortunate. You're going to absolutely love it. So I just wanted to share with you just a few things. Oh, and by the way, this is the final week of the series. We will not be having Funnel Fridays next Friday due to the launch. Woohoo! But we will start again with a new series the following week, which is October 11th. So get your teams on, get them engaged, and let's go ahead and show you again really quickly a few things about the secrets page. As she was mentioning, you can find it under resources if you want to share it to social media. And that was our challenge for this week. So start plastering it all over the place and use AI to help you write something really snappy that has a compelling call to action as to why they need to learn about the secrets of precious metals. And I will tell you, one of the best resources that can do that for you is Ricardo and Mike did that price comparison. And they just did a special live with Antoine this week. There's another one. It's not on the app, but it's on YouTube. You can find it. And again, just what's going on with current events and why we need to be stacking away as much gold and silver as possible. So if you do it directly from the resources, that's untrackable. That's for social media. If you want to send it directly to one person at a time, you go to contacts first and drill down to find it. And that's going to attach a unique URL and going to notify you every time that person is doing something. And as she was mentioning, even if you do it on the social media here, when someone does fill it out, it's going to email it to you, and it's also going to send you it on the notification. I am under the Joe Pro demo account, so that's why it's showing this picture. But your picture will be here, as she was saying. And then the second page, as she was showing, is I pulled it up here. There we go. Here it is right here. Oh, it covered it. Here's the second page. So they can watch this video. And if you haven't watched it, listen, I could play it right now, but all you have to do is click the open button here to play it. I'm concerned again also that my bandwidth is not going to be strong enough to play it. So we'll let you guys watch it. It's essentially a 3-minute video, very powerful. And then she showed you the survey that's going to come to you when they complete it. And I wanted to share with you how they're going to be added to the email campaign. So if we go to our homepage, you'll see your campaigns. And I just added a second campaign that I am testing out. And this is really powerful, guys. This is a campaign. It only has one item in it. And that is for team members that you want to add to your AdvNav. And then make sure that they opt in to this campaign as an ACM paid affiliate. Once you have at least 10 team members that have opted in, you are free then to blast out emails to them anytime you wish for any updates. So let's say there's a special, like on Wednesday night, we did a special last minute price comparison webinar, and maybe you get some information and you want to share that with your team. So just know you can do that with that. So this is not something you're going to be adding your prospects to, but just a great way for you to also have the means without having to go pay for constant contact to be able to reach out to your team. So the one for the secrets page is the precious metals campaign. And this is where they're going to be dumped into this, and they just need to opt in, and it's going to remind them, it's going to shoot them off an email that says, make sure that you opt in. And, you know, if someone's concerned, oh, I'm going to get a lot of stuff. Look, we're not going to barrage them with a whole bunch. And look at the days in between. It's like one a month at the end. So it's not a lot. It's just enough to keep sprinkling information and staying in the forefront of their mind. That's what it's all about. So make sure if you are brand spanking new to the app, the most important thing to do is go to the bottom here to your profile, under more, go to settings, and make sure all of your information is in here. Most importantly, where it says your referral code. Now, this is a fake referral code I just threw in there because my understanding is this one's not live. As you can see, it says join. This keeps trying to cover it. And what that's going to do, it's not a link. I just typed in the exact referral code, you know, so it's not http@cosmetals.com. We've already programmed all that in behind the scenes. So it's going to open it up and go to it. And you can see that if we go under resources, if you ever are looking for a way to get them to go directly to your join page, come all the way down to the bottom, because the AdvNav website, it actually, when you send them that replication site, you have to do, you know, have them fill out fill out your referral code. You don't want to do that. If you click this open, you're going to see it's going to take them directly to the sign up page. It bypasses all that, and it's going to put your referral code under this enrollment code. How cool is that? So we've streamlined everything to make it super fast and easy. We don't want it to be clumsy for the person that's joining. And nothing negative against corporate, but the field sometimes we're the ones doing we're in the trenches. We're the ones doing it every single day. So we're able to streamline it much faster. They'll get there, but they're focused on the launch right now. So go and make sure under more and settings that you have everything set up the way that you want. And if you complete all of your social media, if you want to, you don't have to have your buttons, but if you want your buttons to show up on your business card, then add them all. This is a cool one for the WhatsApp. It gives them another way to reach out to you. And so if you're on WhatsApp, that's great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ask you if you have any questions. Go ahead and raise your hand or type them in the chat now. I literally have about 5 minutes left because we have another Zoom at top of the hour. So if there's anything, a feature that you're not quite sure about, now please don't stump me with any technical support issues, but if there's something that you just have a question on, a feature, does it do this? Does it do that? Let me know and I can show it to you. Otherwise, I really encourage you to share the secrets page or one of your favorite pages. Again, some great ones to share under the pricing. I absolutely love, so compelling, this price comparison. What a great way to bring some people in to help them have an awareness of the importance of gold and silver, and that we can provide it to them for the very best price on the planet. All right. Well, I really thank you so much for joining us for Funnel Fridays every week. Thank you for those that have been dedicated. And if you have missed a week, you can always find it under the coaching section, under Funnel Fridays, and as well on YouTube. Here it is right here, Funnel Fridays training. And you can see all the weeks here. So until not next week, but the week after, let's finish strong. Let's have a fantastic end of your week. Help those that are on your team to finish strong by cycling, and help them to understand the importance of the coin of the month. And always be one that's actually doing the work as well. Be a great example of leadership. So we thank you so much again. Have a great week.